YouTube. This is Nocturnal. Welcome to Nocturnal Thoughts. Peace and shots out to all the guys and goddesses of YouTube world, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, cats and dogs, chickens, ducks. Thank you for tuning in. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button. Today's topic, Canelo Alvarez, Triple G. My question is, can Canelo win the fight clean? Hey, if you're paying attention to what's going on in the fight game, your boy Canelo Alvarez just tested positive for clenbuterol. Don't know what that is, to be honest with you. Had to look it up. So I had to look it up, and this is according to Wikipedia, clenbuterol, the effects and dosage. Clenbuterol is a B2 agonist with some structural and pharmaceutical similarities to adrenaline, but the effects are more potent and longer lasting as a stimulant and thermogenic drug. It causes an increase in aerobic capacity, central nervous system stimulation, blood pressure and oxygen transportation. It increases the rate at which body fat is metabolized, while increasing the body's basal metabolic rate. It is commonly used for smooth muscle relaxant. Let me repeat. It is commonly used for smooth muscle relaxant properties. Clenbuterol is also prescribed for treatment of horses, and I'm guessing race horses. So if you don't want the effects and dosage of clenbuterol, stay away from the meat in Mexico. Lose fat, maintain muscle, which would give, I guess, some explanation to why Canelo Alvarez can come in the ring so big. My thoughts on it. Can he win clean? You know, that depends. That depends on what he's done in the past. Has he always depended on some kind of a performance enhancement? I don't know. He's claiming that he got it from the meat he was eating in Mexico. You know, I can't say that's too far of a stretch. Hey man, if you look at some of the stuff that's pumped into the meats and, you know, chickens in American food, then you know, it's a possibility, I guess. You know, I'm not sure if I'm buying that, but that's the story, and he might be sticking to it. But anyway, the Triple G fight, the Canelo fight, can he win that fight clean? Can he win that fight without taking any kind of without cheating? Well, the last fight, the first fight, I actually was in Vegas, and I had my money on Canelo. I thought that he was just the biggest draw at the time. He was the future of boxing at that time, and my money was riding on him. He was actually the underdog in that fight, and to be quite honest, I wasn't entirely up on Triple G, Golovkin. I still thought he had to come over here and fight some top American fighters and prove himself. And I was wrong in that scenario. Your boy, to me, was just, he was a better boxer. He was dominant in the ring. He was an aggressor in the ring, which I wasn't expecting from him to be that. I thought they would come in the middle of the ring and clash, but I thought eventually that Canelo would overpower him. I can't remember if I predicted a knockout. I don't think I predicted a knockout, but I thought Canelo had the arsenal to take out Triple G, and that was a very controversial fight. Of course, everybody knows now that it ended up in a draw, 50-50. And look, I thought it was going to be a 50-50 fight from the get-go. And anybody ever asked me about who was going to win that fight, I honestly was saying 50-50, but I was favoring slightly towards Canelo. Bear with me. So, that fight has left a sour taste in my mouth all year long. You know what I mean? Because I should have bet it how I was thinking at that time, 50-50. And honestly, I don't see how that fight could come out any kind of different way. So, when the rematch was announced, I really wasn't even too happy to hear about it. You know what I mean? And I still feel like it would be the same outcome. But now with this breaking news, with the positive drug test, will that bring him down? If they even still make the fight, will that bring his performance down? Will he not be able to make the weight properly? I'm sure that his corner and his team has some tricks, up the sleeve. So I believe that they can still get him ready for the fight. But the fight game, to me, is so mental. It's all about willpower. And, if a person is relying on any kind of an enhancement and you take that away, to me that automatically is going to affect that person's willpower. It's going to affect the way he's thinking in the ring, outside of the ring, during the training. If your training has to have some kind of enhancement in order for you to be optimal, and you take that away from your regimen, and now you have to rely on your backup drive, a backup willpower, something else that's going to push you through past the barriers that you need to go through in order to get your mind and your body 100% ready for that kind of a fight. If you take that away and he was relying on that, then I'm going to say there's no way he's going to be able to come and be victorious in that ring. In that case, I think that Triple G would just take him out. Honestly, I think he would beat him down and take him out. Because in the first fight, he almost was successful at doing it in the first fight. Now, I don't know how Canelo prepared for the first fight. I don't know if he had to use this in the past. I don't know if this is a new thing that they were trying out to see if they could step up his game. You know, I'm not sure. You know, only him and his corner knows about that. So it's interesting to see. I'm gonna stay tuned. I hope they're still able to make the fight. I mean, Luis Ortiz versus Deontay Wilder. How many times did Luis Ortiz fail? You know what I'm saying? And they were still able to make that fight. Look at the outcome of that fight. You know, I asked myself this question. If Luis Ortiz was able to fight that same fight with an enhancement, would it have been the same outcome? You know, that question will not be answered. It looks to me he fought clean, and we know the outcome of that fight. So, you know, my thing is this. It's a big deal in the fight game. Who's using what? Who's trying to get an edge up? And it always throws me off when someone is actually caught with enhancement. And, you know, is it just to be perceived that the other opponent is clean? You know what I'm saying? Because to be honest with you, it looks like, you know, sports are saturated and tainted with illegal sports and enhancers. So it's like, who is clean? You know what I'm saying? Who is actually coming in the fight game, or any other sport game for that matter, without taking some kind of new, you know, performance enhancer, some new steroid, you know. In my opinion, let them take whatever they need to take and put it on an even playing field. Now, I say that's my opinion, but I don't stand on that 100% concrete. Like, you know what I'm saying? It all depends. There's so many factors. But I think it's, to me, almost easier to allow these guys to take what they're going to take and know what everybody is taking, versus trying to ban all these things and then catch these guys doing it. I could be wrong. If you agree, if you disagree, man, let me know. Let me know your opinion and what you think about it. You know, I'm on the fence sometimes when it comes to that situation. You know, and you know, educate your boy on it, because I really, be honest with you, I do not know a lot about steroids. I'm from the old school, and to me, back in the day, steroids was just a few things, you know, and nowadays it's a whole different monster. But you know, your boy is natural. You know what I'm saying? I've always been natural. I will always be natural, and there has never been any need for me to study steroids. You know what I'm saying? Just as a fan, from time to time when it comes up, it's kind of grabs my attention for a little while, my curiosity. But you know, I don't know too much about steroids. It's kind of obvious when some people are on steroids, of course. But in the fight game, you know, it seems to me that it becomes a necessity at a certain level. At a certain level, it becomes a necessity, and that's why you got everybody playing that kind of that shell game, trying to hide and disguise the truth. So you guys let me know who wins the Triple G fight versus Canelo. Do you think Canelo can win this fight clean? Do you think he's always been enhanced? I mean, Canelo is a beast. In my opinion, I always liked Canelo. After he fought Mayweather, you know what I'm saying, I thought he was the future of boxing, to be honest with you. I thought he was just solid. He brought the most to the boxing game. I know a lot of people that disagree. They do not like Canelo. And I try not to knock anybody else's opinion, especially about another man. You know what I'm saying? You can think what you think, but I liked Canelo. You know what I'm saying? I still like Canelo. And if they fight again, I mean, besides the fact that he lost me a little bit of coin, you know what I'm saying? Do you want to talk about, is it too late to bring up and debate if that was a draw? Because in my opinion, one scorecard was way off, but the way I looked at that fight, I could see a draw. You know what I'm saying? I thought Canelo, even though he was on the back pedal and he was trying to outbox him and he didn't come forward enough, I still think that he was doing a lot of work that a lot of people didn't give him credit for, simply because he wasn't being the aggressor. You know what I mean? He didn't just walk him down. And I think a lot of people were expecting, like I was expecting, for Canelo to walk Triple G down eventually, and that never happened. I mean, he pretty much was on his bicycle and had to outbox Triple G the whole fight. And Triple G, to my surprise, was very successful at cutting off the ring and landing some power shots, and showed himself as the aggressor. And really, to a certain extent, he almost made Canelo look smaller and weaker. But to me, they both traded some good shots. Triple G took some shots. It's not like he just totally, you know, dominated every single round like some people were saying. I think if he would have won, it would have been slight. So I saw and I understood why it came out 50-50. You dig what I'm saying? I thought it was a draw prior to the fight. My preview of the fight, I figured it was a draw. In every kind of scenario that I could cook up in my mind, it was a draw before the fight. And the only thing is, you know, like my man said, who bets on the draw? You know what I mean? If you're gonna bet, you're gonna bet to win. Canelo was the underdog. All right. Hey, that's my alarm. That's my time. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace. Peace to the gods. Peace to the guys. Shout out to YouTube. Comment. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Holla back for more. I'm doing a video on, hopefully we get to see Amanda Nunes versus Cyborg. That fight video will be coming to you soon, as well as many more. You know, like I said, I'm trying to grow this channel from the mud, so bear with me as I improve on my quality. Trust me. You know, I want to get my camera game up, my lighting game up, my content, you know. So hit that subscribe button, support your boy. Holla back. This is Nocturnal. Welcome to Nocturnal Thoughts. Don't forget, tune in Monday. Definitely, we're going to do the push-up challenge. We're going to get up out this chair. We're coming up out the hood. We doing our push-ups. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats, dogs, we doing our push-ups if we doing nothing else. You dig? Holla back.